Okay, another part of what you'll be asked is using kinematics equations to get other information. So if she started from rest 95 meters up the plane from its base, what will be the skier's speed when she reaches the bottom of the incline? So what does this mean? Up the plane from its base. It's meaning this length here. Up the incline. Okay? So on your homework problems, on the exam, if it says up the plane from its base, it's this hypotenuse length, 95 meters. Okay, so let's write down all that we know. We know the acceleration down this x direction, this new transformed x direction, is 4.1 meters per second squared, or this shifted axis. So this acceleration is 4.1 meters per second squared. So for these problems, acceleration and the distance needs to be the same direction, right? Like before, acceleration of gravity was in our up and down vertical direction. So the direction of acceleration has to be the same direction as the distance that we're talking about. Okay, so yes, the acceleration and the distance are the same here. Okay. So we know also it's from rest, so v naught equals to 0. So we have v naught equals to 0, we have acceleration, we have distance. Do we have all that we need to find final velocity? Yes, we have distance here, we have acceleration, we have v naught, so we can find final velocity. Okay, so plug it in. V squared equals to 2a times the distance. So v squared equals to 2 times acceleration, 4.05. Again, see the final answer, I put 4.1, but in calculations, you always want to use more decimal points for a more accurate answer. Okay, so 2 times 4.05 times the distance, 95 meters. Again, emphasizing distance and the direction of acceleration must be the same direction, the same axis, right? This is on the x-axis. Acceleration is also on the x-axis, the shifted x-axis. Okay, so v equals the square root of 2 times 4.05 times 95. So final velocity at the bottom of the incline is 27.74 meters per second meters per second. Everything's in 2 sig figs, so your final answer will be in 2 sig figs, so 28 meters per second. Now I could have said, I could have made the question like this also. If she started from rest 47.5 meters up from ground level on an incline of 30 degrees. So I'm talking about, it's a distance up from ground level. So now I'm talking about this height here. Okay, and she's on an incline of 30 degrees. What will be the skier's speed when she reaches the bottom of the incline? How do I find this x distance here? It's just trig, right? Sine of 30 degrees equals opposite 47.5 over hypotenuse, x, this x distance, to find x. So x equals to 95 meters. Okay, so if I say up from ground level, it means this distance, this vertical distance here. Again, emphasizing that the length, the distance you use, and the acceleration have to be in the same axis. All right. All right, so that's all the new information that will be on the final exam. And so now let's talk about the final exam.